I'm Mike Bowers and I'm photographer at large for the New Daily. I'm talking pictures this morning with the former BBC correspondent for Washington and currently the host of Saturday Extra on ABC, Nick Bryant, and a very warm welcome.
Great to see you, Mike.
The Prime Minister travelled to the UN, but there was one specific person he really wanted to see.
Well, they always say Leaders' Week at the United Nations is like diplomatic speed dating, and Anthony Albanese really did get a speed date, didn't he? It didn't last that long, but he was very quick with the selfie.
Here is the said selfie, which kind of looks like a Travago ad. He's got a very large set of white teeth.
When I saw that first, Mike, I thought that was AI. It is a slightly odd picture of Donald Trump, isn't it?
It's really a case of no photo didn't happen. So it's like, I needed photographic evidence.
You needed the proof. They're going to have this meeting later on at the White House in October, aren't they? But yeah. That is the smile of relief. I finally got to meet him.
The President of the US gave an hour-long speech.
I mean, he was sort of careering all over the road. It felt like a little bit like a demolition derby, calling global warming a con job, really attacking the institution, obviously moaning about the escalator.
I thought this was top shelf from Kathy Wilcox. She's picked up on the car crash, UN, climate, democracy, Gaza, and the beast is looking fairly bent up there. Maybe it's time they took his keys away.
Yeah, presidents are never allowed to drive, actually. The Secret Service never allowed them to drive.
Mark Knight has drawn the beast going through Times Square here with the Prime Minister in his pro-Palestine. All I need now is for the President to recognise me. David Rowe, who's in a permanent purple patch cartooning, I don't think that the President would be too pleased with his depiction here as the wind vane.
David Rowe is the gold standard, right? I mean, he's just amazing.
We've got Chris Bowen and the Prime Minister here, so a White House meeting.
Let's see which way the wind blows.
Yeah.
But it shows Trump just switches sides continually, often depending on who he last spoke to.
I guess it keeps allies and enemies on their toes.
It certainly does that.
Dean Alston from the West Australian has picked up on it. All I get from the UN is a bad escalator, a bad teleprompter, and bad security. Who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, Trump's really being... So he sees this conspiracy theory at the United Nations. You know, the escalator didn't work, the teleprompter didn't work.
All his own staff.
He's called it a triple sabotage. And the UN is saying, actually, it was the Americans. The Americans were in control of the teleprompter, and it was an American that actually tripped the safety mechanism on the escalator as well.
His videographer, I'm told.
His videographer, yeah.
Australia joined Canada and France and Britain in recognising a Palestinian state, but the state of Gaza continues to deteriorate. And this is a very clever cartoon from David Pope, who picked up on the fact that POTUS and OPTUS is just really one letter change.
Yeah, it took me a while to work this one out, Mike, to be honest. But when I did, I thought, that is brilliant. And this idea of, the Palestinian people in Gaza trying to call the international community.
And
nothing there.
Through.
Nothing there.
Yep.
I thought that was genius.
Yep. Well done, Mr. Pope. Peter Brolman, great news. Australia recognised the state of Palestine.
Yeah, there isn't much of a state left to recognise. It's rubble-strewn in Gaza. In the West Bank, there are Israeli settlements all over the place which are encroaching on the Palestinian land. A lot of people are saying this kind of recognition for Palestine needed to happen now, given the level of destruction that we've seen in Gaza.
Yeah. Nick, this week we learnt that if you feel like taking medical advice from Trump and the administration, you should lie down until you're feeling better.
Yeah, right. This was the moment when Robert Kennedy appeared alongside Donald Trump. They were trying to say there's a link between Tylenol and autism, which has been debunked by most scientists. Donald Trump said this week at the United Nations, "I'm right about everything." I think a lot of doctors and scientists around the world would disagree with that. Yeah.
Matt Golding, he's got them making the announcement here, RFK Jr. and Trump, and when they turn around, they're in surgical gowns, which is, this is a vision that's just not going to leave me.
It's hard to sort of expunge from your mind, isn't it?
And finally, Matt Bissett Johnson, who's got the classic tombstone here, listen to Donald Trump's medical advice, which I think is very clever.
That is clever.
Nick, thank you very much for taking the time. I'll let you do the honours.
David, back to you.